I made 3,000 USD during my first month of running a 3D printing business, and I made my first 1,000 USD and got all my money back from my first initial investment of getting a Bambu Lab A1 and some filament in only 3 days, the first weekend of having officially launched my business. And the craziest thing is that I only had 2 different products, one being a free keychain that I found online, and the second one being this little figurine that I made myself using mainly the Print Mon Maker Lab Maker online with a very few tweaks using the free software Tinkercad. And I just wanted to, I'm not gonna call myself a success story, but according to my own definition, since I actually paid back my Bambu Lab A1, I myself think of this as a success story. So I just kind of wanted to share this for some motivation, but then also try to be as helpful as I possibly can, sharing maybe not something that I would have changed, but something that I should have been a lot more better prepared for before trying to launch my first 3D printing business. So first things first, if you're new here, my name is Lucas, originally from Sweden, but I do live in Taipei, Taiwan. It will be a little bit important when we're talking about my business later. And if you want some more information on my YouTube channel, in the 3D printing business playlist, you do have a lot more information and some previous videos that I made before officially launching this company. And this is actually the first video I'm making after I have actually launched the company, looking back on this initial first month. And I have to say, this went much better than I had thought and could ever have dreamed about. Now, before you click away, I do want to say that there are going to be a lot of useful tips for any kind of situation, regardless of who you are. But there are 2 things that you should know about my specific business. First of all, I live here in Taiwan, and I am a full-time YouTuber here in Taiwan. So this entire business was just meant for a way for me to sell merch for my main YouTube channel, which has nothing to do with 3D printing, and that is about living in Taiwan as a foreigner. So you might say that I cheated a little bit because I already had a very clear customer base in mind. But with that said, the number 1 tip that I could give anyone, regardless of your current situation, is to find your potential customers first and then find a product they might be interested in. Either most likely solving a problem they might have, or just some decorative pieces for whatever purpose you can come up with. Maybe you're a student, you have some classmates, maybe you work in an office, you have your colleagues. Just try to find a group of people that you very easily can ask, you can talk to them, you can get some feedback. What kind of product could you possibly need? Maybe just at top of my mind, it could be like a custom picture frame so they can actually get some photos from their kids or something. But basically just try to find a big group of people first, which was going to be your potential customers, and then a very big common need or interest, so you can have a few number of products as possible appealing to the largest customer base as possible, if that makes sense. So you just don't go around your office and asking about their personal interest, because then if you talk to 30 people, you will have to make 30 different products and you will sell 1 piece per person, instead of finding something that they have in common, that most likely in this scenario would be they're all working in an office. Then you can find 1 product that you can make 30 units of and sell it to all of them. Maybe you can just customizing it, adding it a name if it's like very quick process. Maybe you can just add the name of the company, which maybe not your colleagues want, but maybe you can sell it to your boss and you can tell the boss, hey, all these 30 colleagues have said that they want this. They want a water bottle holder near to their desk so they can drink more water without like taking up space on their desk, and they want to be more efficient when they're working. How about I make 30 of these holders and adding like the company logo on them? You pay for the production, and then I print it out, and then every single one gets that as a Christmas bonus. I don't know. Needless to say, I don't know how office work, but it's an idea. If you think this is a bad idea, you come up with a better idea and you do that. It's literally that simple. I don't know. Maybe you just think that this is super obvious, or maybe you don't trust me at all. But it worked for me, and I can only share my own personal experience, what has worked and what has not worked, and then you can do what you want with that information. And as I mentioned in some previous videos, we do have this Taiwanese bear that is a huge national mascot for different companies and like I think even like the tourism bureau. And I found this like a Maker Lab Printmon, and I have to admit the first draft that I got from this software or this service was not great, but I could see the potential of trying to make this, I don't even know if you can call it a bear at this point. And then we also have these hands that I took straight from Tinkercad. It's like built-in hands. Of course, it's not like the most bear-looking hands, but no one cares. It's a cute little bear regardless, I think. And I also made a hole in this hand, and I have this first little accessory, which is I call them like a Taiwan flag. It's not a flag, but it's like a little sign that the bear can hold up like this. And then in the future, when I find time, I'm planning on finding more ways of adding on products as accessories with this same like hand hole. And I mean, this is just like a square in the hand that this goes through. And speaking about these different variations, so using this very like simple design, I will think I have not only 2 variations with or without this Taiwan sign, I also have different sizes. So this is like the exact same file, and I just like dragged it up, so it's like 12 centimeter tall instead of like 7. So now all of a sudden we have just one design, but we have 4 different type of products, or SKUs as it's called in the business world. And then for the next product, I was literally just like seeing what is out there, and I was just searching for like STL prints Taiwan, and I found this articulated Taiwan shaped keychain, which all my Swedish friends and family think looks more like a fish than Taiwan. So here we have like the articulated keychain in the shape of Taiwan, which I simply just colored to look like this Taiwan shopping bag. That was literally it. That was like one idea of making the Taiwan bear, and then just like one Googling Taiwan, what else can I find? Honestly, like this might sound like very like naive, but I don't think it has to be any harder than that. You just find an audience, and then you have one idea, or just like one Googling, what could this type of audience possibly be interested in? And just like we had like different like variations of the Taiwan bear, we of course have different colors and combinations of the Taiwan keychain as well, which is just like super easy to do when it comes to 3D printing, and you don't even need to like print it out. I printed out like one batch first just to make sure that the specific color and the specific like filament that I'm using works, so I don't get any surprises with like a clogged nozzle or anything if I have some special filaments. But it's just so easy to just like batch out different variations, different sizes, different colors, and you just need to do like a few prototypes just to make sure that it works, and then you have like endless of possibilities, at least until your small cramped type A apartment starts to be filled up with storage boxes and inventory. Of course, it's a lot more complicated than this to set up your actual website, for example, and in order to find like the logistics, shipments and stuff like this. But if you are using, for example, like Shopify or Shopline that we have here in Taiwan, they have like an onboarding process. It will literally tell you like everything you need to do. And I would say overall, and not including just like the waiting time on getting like, for example, the bank approval and stuff like this, if you only have like 1 or 2 products, you could definitely get it all done in like literally a day if you just sit a whole day and you use, for example, like, you know, ChatGPT to create like the website, and then once everything is just done, that's when you can try to improve it. So remember what I said in the previous video, done is better than perfect, because it will never be perfect, but at least it gets done. But yeah, if you have any specific questions about anything, just let me know. Just leave a comment. I'm trying to also launch like my new Instagram page for this YouTube channel as well. So please add me on Instagram if you prefer. But yeah, in general, the biggest question mark that I had before I started this was just how do I print shipping labels actually. Munbin is not sponsoring this video. They don't know I'm talking about this, but I have to say, absolutely amazing. You can print both shipping labels and also these like small stickers that we have on these other bags. So here's a transparent sticker in this case, which may not be the best example, but yeah, absolutely amazing. It's like a 2-in-1 solution, which is absolutely perfect for this very small crowded space right here. And then once you have that, you use, like, for example, Shopline or Shopify, print the labels automatically. In our case, we just go to 7-Eleven, ship it out, and boom, that entire thing is like taken care of. Of course, it helps to have a YouTube channel, so you get like just an amazing first like day, first week, and first month. But that could also just be a motivation to like start your own YouTube channel, using that for like marketing for your business, which basically my main YouTube channel is turning into now, because I just want to like push my product as much as possible. And you don't even need to edit these days. You of course have AIs for that as well. Just record something, whatever it is. You don't have to be an expert in anything. You're watching this video right now, and I got like 15,000 subscribers on a YouTube channel about 3D printing that I started without knowing anything about 3D printing. And my first video is literally about the things that I had no idea about when I started 3D printing. So yeah, just start. Done is better than perfect. And as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I also want to talk about the mistakes that I made, things that I would have done differently for what I've started today, and also things that I maybe would not have done differently, but things that I wish I would have known when I started. And when it comes to like the mistakes, like this stereotypical like business guru reply is always like, I wish I would have started earlier. But in my case, there was like no chance for me to start earlier, because I actually had the idea of launching a company before I had the idea of 3D printing. And 3D printing was just a way for me to find a company to sell products to my main YouTube channel. But I think the number one thing that would be useful for you, and that I wish that I would have known before, is just how much space this is all gonna take. Like, I swear to God, I literally thought that my first IKEA table was gonna be enough for the entire like 3D printing business. I thought I had like half the table was for the actual one printer, and then the other half would be like my packaging station, and then I would just pack it there and like ship it out. And if things like took off, I had like another layer under the table as well, so I could have 2 printers and 2 like shipping stations, and I can have some like spare filament as well if I would get like some random customer like big order or something. Definitely the most wrong I've ever been when it comes to 3D printing. I would say, I cannot give you like any exact numbers, but right now I have 5 printers in this studio, and I feel like this is enough. But for example, right now, one of my Bambu Lab A1s has stopped working, and it was something that happened that does not look all right. Bambu Lab has already been contacted. They're gonna send me some spare parts. I have some other printers as well that works but needs some repairments, and the companies have been sending that over to me as well. And I think whatever you have in your head, if you don't have any experience of 3D printing and you're watching this thinking about starting your own 3D printing business, whatever space you have in your mind right now, you need 3 times as much minimum in order to have a successful 3D printing business one day. But if you are interested in keeping up with my 3D printing business, please do remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and check out the 3D printing business specific playlist, where you will have videos like these that are a little bit more on a maybe personal level and talking about the business and money aspects. But before you know it, I will definitely be back with some more Bambu Studio tutorials, and also finding some other very, very cool 3D printing and maybe some other kind of production methods as well, coming up here on the channel very, very soon. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Lucas. Starts with L as in like, ends with S as in subscribe. Please do both, and see you all in the next one.